Right. Good afternoon, everyone. It's another Thursday afternoon. Still getting a hang of this uh, OBS studio broadcast technology. Um, Happy to hear that the audio is okay now. I wonder why we had a little bit of a problem with that desktop audio, but it's good we are here together. All right. So we are already in the second week of the we are already in the second week of the new year, and this is our second episode of the FM launch hour. Uh, we we concluded, the workplace productivity series. We looked at at the end of the year and early this year, we started out with personal, professional development. And last week, we talked about personal development planning. The intention for this 2024 is to take us through a series, at least for the first half of the year, take us through a series of sessions that has to do with critical skills for success. Recent surveys from employers show that soft skills, emotional intelligence skills, ability to lead and manage people, supervisory skills, strategy thinking, critical thinking, project management skills, being able to organize and manage your tasks, time management, for example, are going to be key to employee success and organizational success in 2024 and beyond. So, for all of our series this year, we're going to do a whole lot of focus on those skills. After the first part of the year, I hope to go into more desktop and practical productivity skills that has to do with tools we use on a day-to-day basis. So for this series that we're running now, they're going to be very general in scope and nature. So I know that we've always been focused on facility managers, we've been focused on the built environment, but these series that we're running in 2024 for the FM launch hour are going to be open to everybody, employers, employees in every sector, people in every walk of life. So you'll do well to inform others about this Thursday series that are going to be transformational in impact, because we want to have as many people as possible benefit from this series. So today we're starting with the Building Confidence and Assertiveness course. It's going to help you start reimagining and taking a whole new look at how you carry yourself, how you present yourself, how you see yourself in the workplace and in the life that you live. So basically, it's going to be you working from within. Sometimes you are tempted to see the blocks to your progress and your growth as external. But in this series, we're going to start from what you can do within yourself. For those who have been following up on our progress towards the start up of the Facility Management Mastercraft Diploma in 2024, I'm happy to announce that the class is gradually filling up. We're now going to start classes on the 5th of February. For those of you who are already enrolled, onboarding is already ongoing. For those who still want to join, you still have a few days. The only offer we have on the table right now is a 10% early bird discount that has been extended from the 8th of January to the 29th of January. So if you want to take the early bird discount because of this extension of start date or movement of the date from January 29th to February 5, then you still have up to January 29th to take 10% off. But everyone can still enjoy the flexible payment arrangement. We have payments as low as 100,000 per month, 84,000 naira per month for the virtual, 100,000 per month for the physical for 6 months. Whereas your training practically runs for 3 months. So you get a chance to spread it out and get to pay for up to 6 months. Okay, and for those of you who, because of your schedule, you cannot join the January batch, which is starting on February 5th. There's another batch coming up in May and another one coming up in September. You can set up your direct debits to start paying through for those ones for as low as 40,000, 30,000. You can start now per month. Start building up your reserve by paying and committing yourself to the program. Because prices would normally not remain stable because of the inflationary trends we are dealing with in the country, all those who have started paying for their course, if you've committed to a course of 499 virtual or 599 physical, and you've started paying maybe 50,000 a month every month towards it, that commitment locks you in on the price. So even if the price changes in the future, which is a certainty, the way things are going now, you will definitely be locked into the old price because you've made commitments for yourself for the later batches. All right, so that's by way of introduction, and welcome you to a second edition of our Launch Hour 2024. Building confidence and assertiveness. Strengthening our self-confidence is a powerful step in shaping our lives and creating future success. Through effective communication, visualization, and resiliency, we can learn to be confident and project an image of confidence to others. All right, so let's talk about what it means, to be self-confident, to have confidence, to be assertive. We're also going to talk about the characteristics of confident individuals, what are the barriers to success, and then ways to build confidence in others. So sometimes it's not just you are learning this for. You work on it for yourself, but you also need to be able to help others along the way. Your success will be determined by your own confidence and fortitude. Michelle Obama. All right, so without confidence, it can be difficult to focus on future success and personal development. So we talked about the personal development plan last week. How confident are you that the plan you made out of that lesson, you will be able to implement them? Confidence and assertiveness are skills that are important for everyone. Everyone, no matter the role that you hold. Confidence is the feeling of positive regard and belief in yourself, as well as in your abilities. Assertiveness, the ability to communicate that confidence, right? So if I have confidence, I know what I can do. I know how far I can go with different tasks and different opportunities that I lay my hands upon. But can I communicate that confidence? Can I let people know that I'm actually confident? So we'll talk about internal confidence and external confidence. That feeling that you know what you are doing, that's an internal confidence, right? But assertiveness helps you express that to the external world. If you're assertive, you have improved communication, decreased stress and anxiety, greater job satisfaction. You gain respect from others. You are seen as someone who is forthright, who can get things done. Even though you've not gotten things done yet, you've not executed yet, but you've communicated in a way that shows that you know what you are doing. Okay. All right, so let's talk about the different styles that people demonstrate or apply. Sometimes you've seen this in yourself, you've seen it in others. There's the passive individuals. They avoid expressing their feelings or opinions. These are the murmuring type. They always have opinions, they always have thoughts, but they're not expressing it. They avoid it, especially in the public. Some of them will go and have, different side talks, but they never come forward to express themselves. And then you have the other end of passive, which is the aggressive individuals. They are hostile. Sometimes they are defensive. They take criticisms with a lot of negative vibes. And then you have the passive aggressive. They are aggressive, but they use indirect communication. So there's a lot of murmuring, but behind, right? There's a lot of gossip, and backbiting going on with the passive aggressive. And then you have the assertive, is the most effective form of communication and relationship management. Assertive communication is honest and direct with sharing thoughts, while also maintaining respect for the thoughts and feelings of others. It's very important that we have that sense of respect while being assertive, so that you'll not be seen as arrogant or self-aggrandizing or whatever negative condition can come out of people perceiving your assertiveness as if you are self-serving. Okay. How do you know you have low self-confidence? If you're neglecting yourself, self-neglect. You don't care for yourself. Your look, your appearance don't matter to you anymore, or you're not doing anything to improve yourself mentally. You're neglecting yourself. You've resorted to that I'm not good at ABC, right? Kind of mindset, and as such, you're not doing anything about it. Being socially withdrawn, you don't want to be in the midst of people. You don't want to be around where things are happening, so that's a sign of low self-confidence. Unaccepting of compliments or new challenges. Who will do this new task? Who will take on this assignment? Oh, no, not me. You pull back all the time. Even when somebody compliments and say, oh, you did so well, you were this, no, don't pull my legs. They are all signs of low self-confidence. Okay. All right, so we're going to talk about types of confidence and the benefits of assertiveness in the next as we move on. So, what is confidence? Feeling of positive regard and belief in oneself. Feeling of positive regard and belief in oneself. Confidence is not feeling of inferiority, insecurity, and uncertainty. You take accountability for one's own actions. It does not mean feeling of superiority over another. You can be confident and not see yourself as better than people. Is assertiveness all about dominance? The answer is no. Assertiveness is not about dominance. Okay, always think about that. You can be assertive and not domineering at the same time. Okay. All right. So you will see all of this content if you take any of our courses on our learning management system. We'll be putting out links for you to take these courses that we have, about 150 of them in our course outline. And you can take them for as low as 20,000 naira and get a certificate from Max-Migold to have learned the skill, because there are quizzes, there are questions you would answer that would assess your ability to understand or your comprehension of what you've learned, and you can get a certificate for that. Okay. Once we believe in ourselves, we can risk curiosity, wonder, spontaneous delight, or any experience that reveals the human spirit. E.E. Cummings. So let's now take a look at the characteristics of confidence. We all have the room for improvement when it comes to self-confidence, and building it is one of the best things that we can do to advance ourselves. There are some people that just use the excuse of their temperament. Oh, I was born a shy person. I stutter. So there's no need to try to become anything better. No. Everything you want to be, you can become, because you can learn every of the skills we're going to be covering. Okay, it starts with you, working on your self-awareness. Do you really know what your limitations are? Do you really know what you can and what you can't do? Have you ever tested or tried yourself to see how much you can do, get things done? You cannot be talking about not having self-confidence when you've not even given anything a try. Oh, I'm too afraid of heights. Oh, I'm too afraid to drive. Oh, I'm too afraid of blood. I cannot become a doctor. Oh, I'm too afraid of talking in public because I'm shy, and so on and so forth. You've never really tried. It starts with you opening up your mind to experience certain things. Okay, because you cannot get to become good at anything unless you've taken the first step. And keeping a journal of your feelings and your experiences also helps. Identify personal values. In one of our previous lessons, we talked about spiritual, psychological, emotional values that and cultures that we are brought up with, and that creates the kind of programming of who we are. Sometimes it is difficult for you to take that time to really look at yourself and say, okay, uh, who am I? How do I evaluate what makes me me as I am right now? Okay, and how does my behavior, the behaviors I currently exhibit, how do they move me up or move me away from my goal? Okay. Um, Also think about how to start taking accountability for your actions. There are so many of us that we know everyone else who is guilty for the failures in our lives. Until you start deliberately and consciously taking accountability for your actions, being able to say, "Oh, what did I do uh, wrong in this whole scenario?" Somebody walks up to you and dashes you a free slap, and then the slap lands in your face. You see stars. You manage to hold yourself, and then you want to think about it. It's easy to say, "Oh, that person is insane. I didn't do anything to deserve this kind of free dash of slap," and so on and so forth. But if you calm yourself down and cool down and ask yourself, exactly what could I have done differently? Some questions as simple as, what if I had not even been around? For example, what if I had, done something differently that will not trigger? Is there something I did that could have triggered this? You go do that recall and say, okay, fine, I learned from this. Being able to learn from experiences is one of the key factors of self-awareness. And then you must be optimistic. Recognize what is in it or out of your control. Sometimes some things are not just within your control. You don't kill yourself about it. The price of fuel, for example, whether it's going to remain the way it is, whether it's going to come down or whether it's going to go up, none of us, right now have a way of controlling that. But so don't let that walk you up. So people are following up the corruption index and all the corruption activities going on in our economy, and they're having hypertension, they're having illnesses, they're just breaking down over things they can't control. Some people are, in environments or in relationships that they could easily just decide to stop, break that relationship, break that stranglehold, and just walk away from something that is not positive in your life. But you're not taking that action. You can control that, but you're not seeing that you can control that. So being able to know what you can control and what you can't control is a key aspect of confidence and assertiveness. And then when you know something, when you are able to create something, you learn something, don't keep it to yourself. Being open about what's working in your head, the kind of good things that you are coming up with, being open with others, learning to teach, starting to share. You will find some cultures where if you just know the smallest thing, you just go and make a YouTube video of it and post it online, right? So that others can share in it. But there are other cultures that are a bit more conservative. You know something, you don't want the next person to know it. It looks like your advantage, and in your very small little area, you're already claiming territory and claiming advantage. No, share, be open. It helps to boost your own reputation and your level, and then smile more. This is one area of confidence that it's something that everyone needs, because the moment you smile, the moment you express yourself in a mild, demeanor and appearance, it's infectious. It just affects others around you. They begin to have more positive feelings about you because you are not carrying a very moody and gloomy appearance. Okay? And then learn to review your accomplishments. Some people don't even know how to count their blessings. You will not believe how powerful being able to count your blessings, being able to make a note and say, oh, I did this, I achieved this, I got this, I received this, I have this person in my life, I know this thing, I've acquired this skill, I work in this place, I live in this house, I can feed myself, and on and on and on. Just being able to recount and tell yourself, it's not that bad. It creates a positive mindset that boosts your confidence and your assertiveness. And then courage. Every professional can benefit from practicing courage-based confidence. Uh, I've even heard this. I've not done it before, or I'm not good at. They say we are talking about brainstorming about how solutions can help us deliver on our targets, and we're trying to say, okay, who can take this step? Well, not me. That's not my area. I've not done it before. I'm not sure I can, or I don't even want to embarrass myself. We all have all kinds of excuses where that holds us back from putting our foot forward and taking on a new challenge. That is a sign that you are timid, you are not self-confident, and you don't want to grow out of it. Then when you start accepting, start offering yourself, start projecting the little you have and learning quickly to acquire the ones you don't have, then yes, you're on the path. And then be humble. Humility is not often seen as a business concept, as a professional concept, but it's very important because looking at your accomplishment, looking at your life with that mindset of modesty helps you to put yourself in the right perspective with regards to others. You respect people who have not achieved, whatever you think you've achieved. You don't talk down on people. You don't walk on people's head. You don't create conflicts unnecessarily because you understand that you need to be humble. Okay, so begin to incorporate humility into that mindset of professionalism so that you get better at what you do. All right, so what are some barriers to success? It's difficult for people to flourish when they limit themselves with their thoughts and lack confidence. Limit themselves with their thoughts. The mind has already defeated the individual. Okay? While some barriers may be related to past experiences, others can arise from current situations. And I've also talked about how we are programmed. Not many of us can look at our upbringing and see the impact of different circumstances we have lived through in the way we behave and do things, the way we take decisions, the way we think, what we may call our temperament or our mentality, the way we think. So being able to catch ourselves in thoughts and be able to moderate or modify that thinking pattern, we start from being able to know exactly what influenced, the way you think right now. So you have to know the source of that programming, that source code, that software that is affecting you in the way you currently think. Because once you know that, you'll be able to catch yourself in thoughts, in certain negative thought patterns, and begin to correct it yourself. Sometimes, I catch myself in situations where I'm asking myself, why did I say that? That sounded a bit arrogant. That sounded a bit, demeaning. I shouldn't have said that, right? And I find a way to recalibrate my mind back to say, okay, since I've caught myself in that thinking pattern, I will not do it again. Even if it happens again, that conscious effort to catch yourself in that thinking pattern will lead to reduced frequency until you become perfect at not doing it again. All right, one of those thoughts that limits us is fear of failure. Fear can often be our biggest enemy to success. It hinders our confidence and prevents us from missing out on great life opportunities. Self-doubt, closely linked with fear. The inability to accept compliments from others. A constant need of reassurance. Some of us are clinging in certain relationships because we need that person to always find a way to massage us and keep reassuring us. We always want to be told, something before we know it is true. We can't on our own know what it is. Being indecisive, escape from indecisiveness and gaining confidence is possible, and what the benefits. Some people just can't make a decision. They can't make a decision. In fact, they wait for circumstances and people around them to put them in one direction or the other, even for something as simple as the dress to put on, or the meal to have for breakfast, or your choice of a meal in the restaurant, let alone the career path to follow. who to marry, and so on. A lot of big decisions. People are just so incapacitated, they're just frozen. I tell you, a bad decision or a decision that leads to a bad outcome is better than indecision. It's shown that you have to blame others or circumstances around you for arriving at, because somehow you live a life of gamble if you can't make decisions on your own. If things happen to you and it turns out good, you say, oh, thank God it works right. But if it doesn't turn out good, you know you are not the one that made that decision. So you have somebody else to blame for it. And that leaves some people in certain kind of comforts that they will not be accountable for their own action. Comfort zones are psychological states that put people at ease and make them feel safe. You just do the kind of things that's comfortable for you, the things that don't give you stress. You don't expose yourself to people that challenge you. You don't take on assignments that have the risk of exposing you to your inadequacies. So people cannot talk in public. Oh, I can't talk, so don't bring me in that area. So I cannot write good English. Oh, don't make me write. I'd rather be a farmer or something on the shop floor because I don't want to learn English and be able to write and so on. You stay in your comfort zone and you stay in a very limited space. Some of you will see a vacancy and the vacancy will say, oh, we need somebody who has this and that and that and that skill. No, not me. I don't want to be, they will just embarrass me if I go for that interview. You will never try. You will never push yourself. You will never go for anything out of what you are used to. And then there's the harm of comparison. It's normal to compare oneself with others, to some level. Competitive spirits can move you up, challenge you to make progress. But it's incredibly harmful, especially in the workplace. Generally in life, if your whole mind about yourself, your whole thinking about who you are and what you can do, the value you give to society, the things you have achieved or acquired in life is all based on your feeling and thoughts about it. It's all based on how you compare to the next person. You will never be good enough. You will never be satisfied. You will always be negative. That's the danger of comparison. Okay. All right. So take a few look at a few tools to help us build our self-confidence. We talked about, the first one is positive rephrasing and affirmations. Tell yourself, speak to yourself regularly. I'm capable and competent. I'm a valuable and significant contributor. I'm strong, confident, and successful. This may sound like cliches, like, motivational speakers do this all the time, right? But we're not just talking about you repeating it. We're talking about you thinking it. If you want to be anything, you have to start thinking it. If you don't want to be it, you don't start thinking it. You have to be able to break away from that cycle of I am not, I cannot. You have to first start convincing yourself that I want to, I will, I can, and so on and so forth. You just build that positive rephrasing of who you are to yourself. Money habits, money routines can influence a productive and confident day or one that's full of negativity and self-doubt. You wake up in the morning and feel, already tired. Some of us have such. I wake up and I don't feel like doing anything. I'm not motivated to do anything. I'm just down and out. But I have to, because I have to survive, otherwise I'll lose my job or something, right? Build a positive wake up routine. Habits, for me, it's very simple. I wake up to a drink of water, say prayers, personally and with my family. I read something every day, and I do exercise. Just a simple exercise, push up, stretches, plank, just a few exercises you can do in 10-15 minutes. It builds a different type of vibe into your day because you're started up. You basically started up. And for those of you who take coffee and teas and whatever, yes, they also have, chemical influencers to just kick you up into the mood for the day. But I don't do any of those. And sometimes, because of the negative side effect of coffees and all of the other stimulants, I generally would advise against it. So build your mind, not based on any of these stimulants. Just try to do activities that aligns with your values and that sets you for success for the day, helps you get in a positive mood. Think about it. Drinking water helps to expel toxins from your body. Your body has been working all night, for example, and it's helped to extract different toxins and waste from all over the body. Drinking water in the morning helps to just wash them away, plus rehydrates you and keeps your blood flowing. So that's the first thing. Praying, that goes back to my spiritual values, reconnecting with my God and thanking, expressing gratitude and talking about my day with Him, and then connecting with family. My second level of value, having a session with my family where we pray together, right? And then I take on my books. Sometimes I just listen to audiobooks. 30 minutes, 20 minutes of audiobooks. Can put a lot of thoughts into your mind. I use Blinkist app, for example. If you get the Blinkist app on the App Store, you just get whole books condensed into 15-20 minutes summaries. So if I don't have the time to read 10 pages, 20 pages, or read a whole book for a whole month, I can just get the summary of what the book is saying in 15-20 minutes, read out to me. Sometimes I'm doing that at the same time doing my exercise, so I can fit all of that into a 1-hour routine. Everything from waking up to ready to get dressed and get out of the house can be done in 1 hour. It brings a fresh breath of life to the day. And then visualizations, being able to see, being able to view things from imageries are also very helpful. And then meditation, those who practice yoga, for example, other forms of mental exercises. Some people wake up in the morning and they do a mat squeeze. They do a chess game, a little bit of chess to wake up the brain. Some do a coding exercise or whatever. There are different mental exercises that you can do in the morning as well as part of your routines. For those of us who have not challenged yourself for a long time to do anything new, learn a new skill, a new language, picking up something from any of the online learning platform where you can just spend 30 minutes, 1 hour every day, just adding something new to your learning can help give a positive vibe. All of this builds towards your confidence and your assertiveness. All right, so communicating with confidence. Confidence is demonstrated in words, tone, as well as body language. It's important to be aware of the messages that we are sending to others, as this is a reflection of our self-assurance. Okay? When you talk, do you know that people feel your level of confidence from the way you talk? Speak clearly and enunciate your words. Let the words come out vividly. Let people hear what you say. Avoid filler words. This is very difficult. This is very difficult. I struggle with all kinds of filler words, right? And I'm doing my best to work on it. Everybody has filler words. If you can start reducing, being conscious of it is the key here, and speak with a smile. It shows confidence. Then body language, maintaining good eye contact, avoiding fidgeting, having a good handshake. Some people's handshake are so terrible, just like like a snail. They just give you the hand like that, and there's no emotion. There's as if there's no muzzle inside the hand that you are shaking. It's terrible. And then when you interact with people, show level of curiosity. Have questions. I've had discussions with people, interviews, appraisals, and all kinds of activities. And any question? Oh, no question. Why would you not have questions? Ask clarifying questions to learn information in more detail. Be clear and specific. Do not apologize for asking questions. Be a questioner. Be a questioner. It shows your self-confidence. And because you want to ask intelligent questions, You think deeply about what is being told to you, right? And that helps you to absorb the information. Plus the fact that you get more information from the response you get from the answer to your question. Your dressing is very important. Uh, when I hear people talking about no green, no green, no green as a social media team, I'm telling myself we should be talking about applying that to ourselves. You know, getting better by yourself by comparing and not agreeing or accepting the things that put you down in the previous years. Some of us just dress drab. I mean, dressing well does not mean designer clothes and expensive stuff. No, I just simply say make sure you are clean and your clothes are clean and pressed. Make sure you do that. And then the way you present yourself, the way you walk, the way you talk, start practicing it. Start looking yourself in the mirror and saying, how can I improve the way I carry myself, the way I do things. All right, so let's talk briefly about assertiveness. Assertive individuals understand the importance of being able to express their points without harming the rights of others. We want to speak our mind freely. It's fine. That's assertiveness. But there must always be a moderating factor to speak your mind freely. You don't want to harm other people's, mindset, emotions, or whatever. You don't want to harm it. Okay? Uh, Being assertive includes being able to say no. There are certain boundaries that you should be able to set for yourself. Someone can walk up to you and dump his essay for you to write or his report for you to write. You have your own to write because he hears you are doing well in it. He says, do the two for us. You have other things you want to do. Draw that line. No, I can't do yours. I'm sorry. Even though we are lunch buddies, doesn't mean I'm going to do your assignment or your report for you. Okay? It's beneficial for every employee to recognize and contribute their full potential to the company. Everything you do in the workplace should add value to the organization, add value to the team that you are working with. When something needs you to speak up, speak up. Don't bottle it up. Because, don't say this is how you are. I'm saying it very clearly. Speak up. People may not like what you said, but if you have moderated it with respect and humility in what you have said, and you didn't put insult or vulgarity into what you have said, please always speak. You are the only one that is harmed when you don't express yourself. You are the only one that is harmed because you give the wrong impression to others. They can all assume whatever is in your mind, and because they all assume something different, that something that might be different from what is in your mind, then they begin to lay certain expectations on you, and at some point you begin to balk and begin to yield to those expectations, even though that was not what was in your mind originally. So express yourself, be decisive, remain objective. To remain objective means try to have facts, use analysis to make decisions. If you want to give reasons why you are in a certain position or trying to take a certain position, let those reasons not be assumptions or stereotypes or hearsay. Let them be reasons that you can assertively, confidently back up with information. And not everything you lay your hands upon will work. No matter how much oil you've poured on your head or how many days you fasted and gone to all kinds of convention, accept that some things will not work as planned. It's called risk management. We'll talk about it at work, but many of us don't know how to apply risk management in our lives. All that can go wrong, try to identify them. And even if you don't deliberately write down a list of things that can go wrong so you can work on them, when they do start rearing their heads, don't see it as the heavens falling. Okay? See it as part of the normal challenges you are going to experience to get through to your destination. And then you now begin to you project your confidence. The key to an exceptional interaction. If you're presenting great ideas with a lack of control, then the message being delivered will not be strong or effective. If you don't show confidence when expressing yourself, you end up, sounding wishy-washy or sounding as if the idea is borrowed, and that can become a very, very, bad experience. When you meet people, people assess you with that first impression. If you go to an occasion and you are sitting in one quiet corner, and when somebody comes to say hello, you just say hi, and then you continue without any further conversation. That's the impression they're going to have. Even if somebody comes around tomorrow to come and introduce you as one genius who have done blah blah blah, you've already created an impression that you don't like people, you don't want to network, you don't want people to interact with you, and you may also carry that impression that you are hideous or you have something to hide. There's a reason why you are trying to avoid interacting with people. When it comes to presentations, rehearse your presentation, listen to music before presentation, be aware of body language. People see you when you are doing presentation. What they hear is just half of what you are communicating. Your standing, your posture, your gestures, all of your body language is all they are seeing. So it's helpful to rehearse in front of a mirror, right? So, what preparing to become a good presenter, try to rehearse in front of a mirror so you can see, you can observe your own gestures, your own standing guides, your posture, and all of those body language that others will observe and take meaning out of during your presentation. Okay. And then nowadays we're in the digital era where much of what we do is virtual. We have to have meetings and conferences and interactions virtually. Use the same common courtesy of a physical meeting. Come early, prepare your information. It's not when it's your turn to speak, you start searching for information to give. No. You have to be ready for every of those meetings. Prepare in advance. Be honest. If you don't have the information, don't make up things. Even when people are not around you, they have a sense of what you are doing, or what from your body language, from the facial expression that you give. And nowadays it's even worse because many of the meetings do not require you to put on your videos, right? So people are tucked in bed with blankets over their heads. They are in meetings, some are in marketplaces, just muted and unmuting to just say a word or two and back to what they are doing. Completely distracted from what is going on in the meeting because of the cloak of invisibility that you're not being allowed or not being forced to put on your video as provided. Those are all bad etiquettes, that we should try and avoid. If you have an appointment, whether it's virtual or not, be available for that appointment, and be able to concentrate and get it done. Personal empowerment is what gives us courage to take control over our lives. It's reliant on the mindset that we have, the programming. Start by overcoming your fear. If I don't, what will happen if I did not avoid this fear? What are the pros and cons of taking this risk? How can I overcome this fear? Can you catch yourself when you are afraid? Can you tell yourself, oh, this is fear. So, what can I do? What am I really afraid of? Then set goals. We talked about our personal development plan last week, and we say, always try to set goals. If you've not written it down, it's not yet a goal. Make an inventory of your strengths, your skills, your talents. What am I good at? When am I able to perform at my best? What helps me boost my confidence? Make a list and then walk through it and start strengthening the areas where you are good. Set boundaries, well-defined boundaries. Think about the relationship. Think about things that are affecting you. Think about things that are bringing you down. Oh, let's go and have a drink. Oh, let's go to a cinema, and so on and so forth. Can you set a firm schedule and say, I'm not doing this every day, for example. I'm going to do this only once a week, and this is what I will be part of. The rest you guys can go. I'm not going to be part of it. Nowadays, for positive social connections, we've all gone virtual. Most people have many friends online, but they don't have any friends around. They don't even know how to be social or sociable in real life situation, right? So it's important that we maintain connections with people around us, especially family and friends and colleagues. Because if you stay so withdrawn and reserved, you won't be able to participate in helping others, and you may not also get the help you need when it's time for you to need help. Handling difficult situations, maintaining a good composure and displaying self-confidence will help us to slow down and think thoroughly when diffusing situations. Some things can just spiral out of control suddenly. Somebody acts irrationally, somebody else responds, and before you know what's going on, it can blow up into a major altercation. Being able to catch yourself in the act and say, okay, so this is going out of hand. Can I stop and pull back? Sometimes you have to deliver criticism in an appraisal, in an interview, in performance reviews, in any kind of report reviewing. You have to tell somebody is not doing well in certain areas, right? Be timely, specific, and realistic. Keep the end goal in mind. I want this person to become better. That's very important. I don't want to bring him down. I don't want to send him away, right? So that that person knows that I'm trying to help him or her. Make a conscious effort to follow up. Sometimes you deliver criticism and then you don't follow up. It shows that you don't care, and that's dangerous. How do you receive criticism? Sometimes it's easier to give criticism. You can take the lesson on how to give criticism, but sometimes it's harder to receive criticism, especially when it's coming from those below you, your subordinates telling you, you did this and you did that, not working well with this and that. They can become very difficult. Ego can set in, pride and other sentiments and emotions can set in. What if you are dealing with an issue with someone and you are receiving aggressive behavior? There's some people that just think that it's always a win-lose. If they don't win, then there's no solution. Everybody around them must lose, right? They tend to be aggressive. They tend to be domineering. Can you remain calm? Can you be assertive in your communication? Somebody is shouting, for example, and you're saying, I don't quite agree. I think, and then you make your points. Person can keep on with his aggression, but you show empathy. Show empathy is actually the hardest part of dealing with aggressive behavior, because it requires you to try to put yourself in the person's shoes and think about what experiences is probably leading this person to this. Make excuse for the person's aggressive behavior. That way, you will not be reacting the same way as the person is doing. What about passive behavior? Being able to remain assertive when dealing with non-assertive behaviors is a valuable skill to have in the workplace. Some people will just be looking at you. No matter what you say, you don't know what's in their mind. They are not committed. They are not doing anything. They just keep saying no comment, no comment, no comment. That's the passive behavior. That can be very difficult and tricky because you don't really know where to place this person, right? Start by thinking about what could have led to that kind of behavior. What's linked to that lack of excitement in that individual. Find a what is in it for me, and communicate that clearly. What does this person stand to gain from engaging? And it might take you some time, but if you do, people start coming out. And then negotiations. We do negotiations with vendors. We do negotiations with different entities, our own colleagues, subordinates. We need to always practice principle-based negotiation, which means you set your objectives and you look at the common areas of agreement before you start discussing the areas that are not you are not in harmony. It becomes easier because you're starting from a point of both of you being in agreement, and you build on that, and before long you will get the results that you need. All right, so that's where we're going to stop today. Lunch hour is 1 hour, and although we have reached the end of this session, I want everyone to go back and think through the lessons we are learning from this series. Go back to the videos that we have on YouTube. This is live on YouTube and on all of our social media platforms, and start doing more introspection as you review this. It's easy to pick out of a lesson what can apply to others, but my challenge to you is to start finding what you can do to improve yourself by yourself and for yourself. And that will lead to better results in the lives of others around you. So thank you so much. That's our lesson for today. I would like you to uh, drop your comments and questions. Our YouTube channel will receive response. We'll respond to you from there. On LinkedIn, I'll respond to you from there. On our WhatsApp training WhatsApp group, I'll also respond to you from there. I want us to keep talking as we go from Thursday to Thursday. The series of what we're going to be covering in the next 6 weeks have been laid out very carefully, and be on our social media platform to continue to see what we're taking next and on till the end of the year and perpetually. I hope to be able to do this on a weekly basis. Some weeks I might be transitioning, traveling, or engaged in training at the time of the launch hour. If I can have a break, I'll make sure I come to you. Looking forward to having a great time with all of you on a weekly basis. Thank you so much. If you are considering the FM Mastercraft Diploma to have a more direct face-to-face interaction and training with the faculty of Max-Migold, please go to promo.facilitymanagementcourses.com. And if you want to chat directly with me on WhatsApp, the number is 080-220-20122. Number again is 080-220-20122. I look forward to your chat door and introduction and the topic of the comments you want us to have, and we can start a discussion from there. I mentor a lot of people. You can take advantage of this as well when we have discussions. Thank you so much and have a good day. Bye-bye.